all, welcome back to your next video of English grammar series. So today we are going to learn the second part of pronoun. Now this video will end up with what is the different types of pronoun that we left over in our previous video. And before starting with the video, let me remind you, if you have not viewed my any videos of English grammar, or if you have left watching up any video to get a continuance, there is an I button kept above. Please don't forget to click it and go back to the videos in the playlist and watch it carefully, learn it, and come back to the video that is pronoun, second part of it. So here we start with some more types of pronoun. So before starting, let us recall the types of pronoun. The first type of pronoun that we learnt was personal pronoun. Second was reflexive pronoun. Third, emphatic pronoun. Fourth, interrogative pronoun. Fifth, demonstrative pronoun will be coming up with this video. Indefinite also we'll learn in this video. Next, distributive pronouns will be coming up in this video. And the last one is relative pronoun, which is also there in this video at the end. So let us start with the main type, that is demonstrative pronouns in this video. Demonstrative pronoun. Now let's read the following sentences here. This is a present from my uncle. These are merely excuses. Mumbai mangoes are better than those of Bangalore. That is the Red Fort. Now, friends, in these sentences, the words this, these, those, that, they are nothing but demonstrative pronouns. Here, these words like this, these, those, that are used to point out objects to they refer. So, this is a present. Here, the object that is referred is present. These are merely excuses. Some excuses that is said by someone, it is being demonstrating only those excuses with the pronoun these. Now mangoes are used in the form of those as demonstrative pronouns. Here the last Red Fort is being referred with the pronoun that in the last sentences. In most cases, we could find these words are even used with adjectives. When you will learn adjectives in the upcoming videos, you will again see that the words this, these are all used again over there. But what is the difference? The difference is demonstrative adjectives are used with nouns and not instead of nouns. Understood? Here in pronouns, the words this, these, those, that are used instead of nouns. But in adjectives, when it comes, the same type, that is demonstrative, these adjectives are used with nouns. Along with nouns, you can find this, these and all with nouns. Like this book. So this book is a noun. If I use this before a book or after a book, that means it is used with a noun. So this book, here this is playing the role of demonstrative adjective. So I guess you all have understood all these kinds of concepts, these, those and that with the examples provided to you. Okay. Coming to the next part of the same, but with some more explanation. With the same sentences, I would say, please remember that this here refers to what is close at hand or nearest to the speaker. That refers to objects far away or more remote. More remote means which we can't reach as early as possible, which is not too near to us or nearest to us. So we use the pronoun this. Okay. And this is what is nearest to us. That is what is farthest to us. Like if I say the pen is this pen, this is a pen given to me. So pen will be near to me. Hence I said this is a pen near to me. Suppose I say that is a gift presented to me. Somewhere a gift is there in the corner of the room which is not nearest to me but a bit farther away. So I use the word that so that I can point out to the present kept at some of the place away from me. So this is the pronoun, demonstrative pronoun used for something which is nearest, and that is a pronoun which is for anything or object which is kept away from the speaker. Now again, these are just some points to remember which you have to note when you fill up some pronouns when it is asked in the question. For example, regarding to this particular point is, this is better than that. Here this means something which is very important or nearer to the speaker or very possessive to the speaker. That means something which is being not in that importance to the speaker. Again an example, virtues and vice offer themselves for your choice. So virtues and vice offer themselves for your choice. Vice, like this leads to misery and that leads to happiness. Now virtues and vice, these are the two words which is being given more importance in this sentence. So here this leads to misery, that to happiness. So this means something which is nearest to us. So which is the nearest word to this here is vice. Before all these words, which comes near to this is vice, and away from this is virtues, for which the demonstrative pronoun used is that. So this leads to misery means white, the just nearest to one, and virtues which is farther away, the word used is that. So keep in mind how to use the words this and that when you are using demonstrative pronouns in the same sentence. So that again something a point to remember for you all, that with its plural, that when it comes to a plural form of object, those is used to avoid repetition of a preceding noun. Now an example to understand this point better, the rivers of America are larger than those of Europe. So rivers is a plural word which is being again referred to the demonstrative pronoun of those, which is being compared to that of Europe. Again, the rivers is the word which is plural. Instead of using that in this sentence, since it is plural, those is used, and a comparison is made of two different places. Coming back to the next, some examples where you can learn. That is the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is very far away from a person when he stands next to it or somewhere on the roadside or near that particular place where is the entrance. He would say that is the Taj Mahal, which we can see from some long distance. The stranger is welcomed as such. It may be in any way or any gesture. So such. Both cars are good, but this is better than that. You have two cars, which is at nearest and which is at farther away or behind that car. If one car is in the front, which you can touch, and one is just behind that, I would say this car which is near to me, that car which is away from me. The streets of this city are worse than those of Ahmedabad. I said you when I have something which is referred in plural, I would use the pronoun those. So here again when two cities are compared, it's in plural, so the pronoun those is used. Coming to the next type of pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Now what is indefinite pronoun? The pronouns that refer to person or things in general way but do not refer to any person or thing in particular. I'm not saying about anyone or anything in particular like this is only the thing. No, I'm just speaking in general. All children are good. Um, all the people around the world are sensible. So when I am saying in general, it is indefinite pronoun. For example, one hardly knows what to do. So in general I am saying anyone, it can be anyone. So one hardly knows what to do. Somebody has stolen my watch. I don't know why my watch is stolen by someone, but I'm finding it. Who is that? So I don't know which is that person, but I could say in a form of sentences, somebody has stolen my watch, mom. I don't know who it is. So that somebody is playing a role of indefinite pronoun. Did you ask anybody to come? So again, did you ask anybody to come? It can be anyone whom you have invited. So it's again in general. So these words, one, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, and even being used in adjectives, but they are used in the form for describing a noun, but not instead of noun. Keep that in mind. Again, these words you will find in adjectives, but what is the difference? In adjectives you will find a noun next to it, but in pronoun No noun is found, just instead of a noun, that particular word is written. Coming to next type of pronoun, the pronouns that refer to persons or things one at a time, like I am taking one and one, it's in particular, I am picking up one by one to speak, like um, each one of the class will get the chocolate. That means if I have 70 students in the class, I will provide each of the child a chocolate. So I am picking up one by one child. So here I am speaking in particular, which is again distributive pronoun. So the pronouns that refer to persons or things one at a time is called as distributive pronoun. Again here the pronoun we could find it in the singular form. Means the pronoun used doesn't have any plural meaning in it. It has only a singular form. Like each means only one. Either means only one. So everywhere I could get a meaning of only one. Each of the boys gets a prize, like every boy in that particular competition will get the prize. Either of you can go. If I have 2 3 children, those who want to go to some park, I would say either of you can go one by one. Everyone can go to the park. The pronoun each have 3 positions. Now when you use the pronoun each, the word each can be used in 3 different ways in the sentences. The first type is each will come in the first position in the beginning of the sentence. Each of the men received a reward. Second, it could come anywhere in between the sentences, like we have here. These men received each a reward. Next, it can come at the end of the sentence, like these horses cost 5,000 rupees each. So these are some of the examples. Just to keep in your mind, I have listed these 3 types of positions where each can be placed. Coming to the last type of pronoun, that is relative pronoun. Consider some examples which we can understand the pronoun better. I met Hari. Hari had just returned. Now how I'll write it in the form of relative pronoun? I'll add a word. Like we had learned conjunction in types of sentences. Same is being applied here in relative pronoun, which is also named as conjunctive pronoun. Now let's learn it better. I have 2 sentences, like I met Hari. Hari had just returned. What I am adding here is I met Hari who had just returned. What I skipped is again a noun, Hari. Where is a pronoun used? Pronoun is used instead of a noun. So instead of the word Hari, which came in the second sentence, I used the conjunction who. Next, I found the pen. I lost the pen. Now again, the sentence is only focusing on pen. So twice I have received the word pen in both the sentences. So I would use one pen, I would skip the other pen. Instead of that, I would use a conjunction, that is which. As it is a thing, I would use which. I have found the pen which I lost. So here which is focusing towards the thing or a noun. I could say the pen in the second sentence. Now again a definition. A relative pronoun is a type of pronoun that often introduces dependent clauses in the sentences. They can stand alone as subject or object of a sentence. As I said you here, the pen, Hari, all are like in their own. They are independent. They are not dependent on anything. But I am adding another sentence along with the conjunction which is dependent to the main sentence. So I can find your clauses which we have learned in our videos back. So we are again revising it here. I met Hari, it's independent. Who had just returned is independent. Sorry, dependent. So this is somewhere we are learning about clauses in relative pronoun. As I said you, in relative pronoun, when I use who and which, it's again speaking about a type of sentence, that is conjunction. Hence, these words are also called as conjunctive pronoun. Now a list where you could understand some forms of relative pronouns. Nominative, genitive, accusative. These are the 3 forms. Now where is nominative used? Nominative is used with who, which comes in the singular form or a plural form. Any kind of object or thing or person which is singular or plural, we could use who. Genitive, it's whose. The word is used in both singular and plural form. Accusative, I am using 2 different pronouns, that is whom and who, which is again both in singular and plural form. Now coming to some important concepts that you have to keep in your mind is, when it is nominative, it is defined as the naming case used for subjects. Any in a sentence, whatever subject is important, whatever the word is in the form of subject in the sentence, that is subject and predicate, I am speaking about that subject. So here I will use nominative case. When it is in the possession case, I am saying about the particular thing as mine, ownership, I am possessing it. There I would use the pronoun whose, which is a genitive case. And at last, when I speak about any object in that particular sentence, that is the predicate part where I am just focusing with the object, I would use the pronoun whom and who, which is in the accusative case. Let's look up to some examples to understand these three cases better. This is the boy who works hard. So boy is the subject over here, which is a main person about whom the sentence is speaking, which is the subject of the sentence. So I have used who. Now coming to the next, these are the boys who worked hard. Now again, it's coming towards the subject where I'm using who. The boys, here I have the subject as whom I am focusing on. So who. These are the girls. I can use whom or who in this particular sentence as it is focusing on the direct object, or just reversing the action of the sentence. These girls are again getting some praise in reverse, for which I am using the pronoun whom or who. Let us understand the concept much better with each type of pronoun that I am using, much easier. Now who, I said it's a pronoun. Shortcut to understand, who is used to refer a person as the verb's subject. Whom is used to refer a person as the verb's object. Which is a pronoun which is used to refer an animal or a thing. What is used to refer a non-living thing. That is used to refer a person, animal or a thing. So these are the shortcuts which will make you remind when you are filling up the pronoun in any sentence, so that you can understand if it is a person and a subject is the role played by that particular person, then who will be put. If it is object, whom will be put. Animal or a thing, you can easily put up which without thinking anything. If it is non-living thing, just put up what in that particular sentence. If it is person, animal, thing, just think about the sentence, what is the sentence speaking on, and add the pronoun that to it. So this is a shortcut for learning relative pronoun. Let us come to the examples on relative pronouns. The first one, he who does his best shall be praised. Here who is written as the subject is being focused. I know what do you mean. So again, somewhere I am expressing towards a shortcut which I informed you about some particular thing or concept I am speaking on. Hence it is what. We saw the dog, again an animal, so I use the pronoun which. Here is the pen. Again, animal or a thing I said. So the pen is the thing over here which is focused on. So I used which. Most people get what they deserve. Do the same that I do. Here is the man whom you can trust. So these were the examples which you can revise once you get the concept cleared about relative pronoun. I guess you all have understood the concept better. If you have liked my video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe the channel Learn with Veena Iyer. Thank you all for watching the video.